Hey, welcome, folks. We're up to day 92 of Poetry Lockdown. One of the cool things about the lockdown is just the opportunity to connect some of these different days and poems. So on one of the first days, I think it was day 3, I read from Andres Montoya's collection, The Iceworker Sings. And today, I actually want to read the title poem. And one of the reasons I want to do that is just because I've been thinking a lot about in these videos just about that moment when a poet's voice is really born, and I think this title poem really speaks to that. A lot of poets, when they first start writing, the I voice is really central, and understandably so. You write from what you know. It's often confessional style for young poets, but the truth is, allowing yourself to write in the third person can sometimes be really a powerful strategy. And you could even be writing about yourself, but just actually that change in pronoun can really change the energy of the poem. And I don't know for certain that Andres is writing about himself in this title poem, The Iceworker Sings, but I know he did work in an ice plant. So, there's a good chance he was drawing on himself for this poem. So that intro, let's jump into it. The title poem of Andres Montoya's collection, The Iceworker Sings. It didn't matter to him that it was only seasonal, or that he had no choice but the graveyard shift. A job in the ice plant in the hot Fresno summer was as close as he'd get to heaven. Or at least, this is what he thought. He liked this job because they let him alone. Here, everyone wore earplugs, and he was left in a room by himself to stack blocks of ice into rows of crystal perfection. Rows and rows, a huge army of petrified water standing at attention. He found himself marching back and forth, singing songs he never knew he loved. Sometimes he would sing rock or blues or even a classical tune he'd heard on a bad radio commercial. But mostly, he would steal the beats and put in his own words about life, about love, about dying. This is how he became a poet, parting ways with the sad ocean of ordinary speech. He sang loud and he liked it. No one ever told him to shut up or that he couldn't carry a tune. He enjoyed seeing song spring from between his lips in the white breath of the cold room. He found he could forget everything while he sang among the ice. The house that kept shedding shingles, the mad-dogging eyes that followed him to work, and his cowardice under the yellow street lamps while he knelt on the road of potholes and gravel and dust, begging the moon to release him from his fear of everything. But here he sang, and his army of ice to him were warriors from Tula, big square warriors sympathetic to the orders of their general, which of course was him. They laughed when he laughed and cried when he cried, only here he never cried. He didn't have to. At home, his mother slept with the windows open in hope a breeze would finally blow. At home, they didn't have refrigeration. At home, even the walls were hot. On breaks, he would sit outside on the bench to smoke and drink coffee. Here, he would pray for his mother, pray for angels to come carrying machine guns and flamethrowers to keep watch over her. He would pray for wind so that she, like him, might escape the hell of Fresno in the summer. And when the break was over, he would go back to the ice and give life to his army. He would go back to the ice and sing. Powerful poem, huh? I think the lines in that poem that to me speak to the birth of the poet, it's actually even named, are those ones in the middle of the poem in that second stanza. He steals the beat, so he's got these songs and he puts in his own words. He put in his own words about life, about love, about dying. This is how he became a poet, it says. Parting ways with the sad ocean of ordinary speech. And I think When I think of Andres Montoya as a poet, I think he is someone who uses ordinary language, things he sees and hears in his daily life in Fresno, but at the same time he finds something about them to kind of give them like the slant, tell the truth but tell it slant, like Emily Dickinson says. And to me, it's wonderful to think about a task as menial and as, maybe backbreaking as this, that actually allows him the space to create. So that's my thought for the day on Iceworker Sings. I'm sure if I read this poem again, I would find new meaning in it. But thank you, Andres Montoya, for this exceptional poem. Thank you all for listening.